Nathan Zegura here at First Energy Stadium, where the Browns, in prime time, defeated the Baltimore Ravens 13-3 to get to 6-8 on the season and to 3-2 in this division. And it was a game where the Browns did it defensively. They imposed their will ultimately at the line of scrimmage, and Deshaun Watson improved for the third straight game. So how did we get here? Well, it was a Browns defense that played a lot of bend but don't break. They never let quarterback Tyler Huntley get in a rhythm, and while J.K. Dobbins had some success on the ground, the Browns defense was big when it needed to be. Case in point, the opening drive of the Baltimore Ravens, they went all the way down the field into the Browns' red zone. They went for it on 4th and 1. John Johnson, who'd have a huge game, stopped Patrick Ricard in the hole. The Browns would take over. They'd go down the field and get a field goal to take a 3-0 lead from Cade York. The Ravens would match it with a field goal of their own. It would be 3-3. The Browns would get another field goal, 6-3 there in the first half, as Deshaun Watson and this offense was moving the ball, but they could not quite yet punch it in. And then a pivotal play came at the end of the first half. After the Ravens got into field goal range, Justin Tucker with a rare miss from 48 yards after a low snap, so the Browns went into the half up 6-3, and that's when they took this football game over, especially on the defensive side. The Browns would get an interception. Denzel Ward jumping in front of a pass intended for Deshaun Jackson down in the red zone. Again, it was that bend but don't break. Once the Ravens got down there, the Browns would stiffen up and they would hold. Denzel Ward getting an interception for the Browns. That would be their 4th pick in the last 3 games after having just 3 in the first 11. So the Browns would take over at their own 9, and they would go 91 yards for a touchdown that would cap the scoring in this one. And it was on a critical 3rd down. Deshaun Watson staying calm in the pocket, had Donovan Peoples-Jones on a great play design from Kevin Stefanski. They had DPJ in the backfield. How would the Ravens account for him? Would they use a linebacker, treat him as a running back? They did. He ran like he was going on and out and then cut it back in the old jerk route. Watson hit him in stride into the end zone, 13-3. For the Browns. Now, in the second half for the Ravens, they couldn't get anything going at all. They had an interception. John Johnson forced a fumble that was recovered by John Johnson. I said he had a great game. Unfortunately, would have to leave early with a thigh injury. And so the Browns defense really took care of it from there forward. The Ravens would have those 2 turnovers. They would also turn the ball over on downs. They would get 1 field goal attempt in the second half, and the Browns blocked it. Jordan Elliott getting up the middle, blocking the kick from Justin Tucker. In fact, for Justin Tucker, first game since December 22nd, 2018 against the LA Chargers that he missed 2 field goals in the game. And this one was thanks to Jordan Elliott getting that penetration, getting the arm up, saying, no, not tonight. And then the Browns turned up the physicality. They were going against the #1 run defense in the NFL since week 9. They'd given up just 55 yards a game on the ground since then, but then Nick Chubb got going, finishing with 99 yards, just 1 yard shy of being the first 100-yard rusher against the Baltimore Ravens this season. The Browns, though, would run for 143 on the ground. So offensively, could there have been more points? Yes. Cade York, he would miss 2 field goals in this game. That's something that's got to be cleaned up. But the Browns dominated the point of attack on both sides of the ball, and that was huge to see. The Ravens have won these low-scoring games by bullying people. Today, the Browns bullied the Baltimore Ravens. And Deshaun Watson, you heard the ovation from this crowd. He looked to be in complete command. His rating in Game 1 in the 50s. Rating in Game 2 in the 70s. The rating today, over 90 for the Browns. He did not turn it over. He would throw a touchdown, and that was the difference. We came into it. What did we have to do? Get turnovers, win the turnover battle. Well, the Browns had 2. The Denzel Ward interception, the John Johnson forced fumble. You really could say the Browns had 5 because they stopped the Ravens on downs 3 times in this game, and a dominating performance by Joe Woods' unit. You love to see that. Myles Garrett, by the way, would add 2 more sacks as this game went on, giving him 14 on the year. But offensively, they stayed with the run, even though it was tough sledding early. Chubb would have that great game at 99 yards. Watson showed what he can do in the ground game as well, not only on design runs, but on passes. The Ravens brought a blitz on a critical 3rd down. Watson took off up the middle for nearly 20 yards, just showing what he can do with his legs. But if you're a Browns fan, you got to be encouraged. You've won 3 out of 4 now. Deshaun Watson looks better and better every week. He was brought here to win these kind of games in the division, in December, into January. And wow, The Browns' playoff hopes are still alive, but barely. They did everything they could today. That was beat the Ravens in a game the Ravens wanted. The Ravens needed this game to stay atop the AFC North, and the Browns denied them, and I think that will carry this team going forward. Next week, it'll be the Saints here on Saturday. We'll have a full breakdown of this game on Monday on Cleveland Browns Daily as Bo Bishop and the Hoff, Joe Thomas, join me to talk about this Browns win, a team win. Still things to improve. We got to get Cade York putting it through the uprights. He will do that. But defensively, this is exactly what we thought this team could be. Harass the quarterback, bend but don't break, critical turnovers, and then offensively, you saw Deshaun Watson getting a nice rhythm with Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Njoku moving the ball down the field, and then getting the ground game going. Nick Chubb looking like Nick Chubb as this crowd here at First Energy Stadium chanted, Chubb, Chubb, Chubb. A big win for the Browns. As I said, we'll break it down for you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend, Browns fans. The Browns defeat the Ravens 13-3 at First Energy Stadium.